我也是波多黎各人. And then he's like, nah, don't come to Korea, man. Go to Taiwan with some political tension with China. High-speed rail, we don't have that shit where I'm from. Do you speak the culture fluently? You know, that gives the government an opportunity to say, look, what we've done to make it easier for foreigners to open a business here. There's this entrepreneur visa, but there's no more substance.
大家好，我叫慧菜。Yo Google, what are we going to talk about today?
我们常常听到很多外国人说台湾有多适合居住。
I know that, but can you get to the point?
但你们应该不知道有多少外国人其实因为没得到太大的帮助而离开台湾。
Exactly. 我今天请我美国的朋友来我家，他今天想要告诉你们他的故事，他到底为什么决定离开台湾。大家注意一下，因为这部影片有一点太长了，所以就是有2个 parts。我今天要播出第一个 part， 明天会播出第2个 part。Let's go. Hey bro.What's up? 大家好，我今天请我的朋友，他是美国人。
我也是波多黎各人，波多黎各很小的岛。我们讲西班牙文。I've been living here 6 years already. 6.5. I made it to 6.5. Yeah.
You live in Taiwan now, right?
Yeah. Because of COVID.
Why is he living in Taiwan? Because he has business here. He has lived here for 6 years. Been here like a big part of your life.
That is pretty big, yeah.
How did you decide to come here?
I moved here from Denver, Colorado. It's not where I'm from, but it's a very beautiful place with lots of sun, and it's very comfortable. It's a very nice place to live. I was working, you know, in the inner city with the youth as a school counselor, as a teacher, and I was just a bit too comfortable in Denver, and I knew that there was opportunity to live in Asia, and that you could find a job teaching English perhaps. So I started to do more research and talked to one of my friends who's a prolific traveler. Shout out Cody. He recommended Taiwan. He had just moved to Korea, and then he's like, nah, don't come to Korea, man. Go to Taiwan. It's too cold over here. I'm like, all right, well, that makes sense. So I took his recommendation and I came to Taiwan just out of curiosity, sense of adventure, wanting to live in a different culture, wanting to change my environment drastically. For like a challenge. And
So what did you know about Taiwan before you moved here?
I knew that they spoke Chinese. I knew that it was an island with some political tension with China, and I read it had like good public transit.
Oh really?
And that the weather was hotter than Korea, so that's about all that I knew.
It's kind of a lot because I didn't know anything when I came here.
I read the Wikipedia page actually. Like I read the whole Wikipedia page. I learned about its history and things, so I guess initially try to get an idea of where I was going.
Yeah. What was your first impression?
My first impression?
Yeah.
My first impression was the high-speed rail. And United States. Originally I'm from Puerto Rico, shout out Puerto Rico. And then I grew up in the dirty South, New Orleans, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Southern boy, representing the dirty South as well. My first impression, was the high-speed rail. We don't have that shit where I'm from. A high-speed rail? No. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. I want to fucking go fast on a train. Like,
cool. You came here with some particular mindset. So what changed during these 6 years?
Okay, like myself, I changed a lot. I changed a lot in 6 years. I know Taiwan, at a much deeper level now. When I first got here, it was a lot of the good. I was just seeing the surface, and I was really enjoying it. Enjoying all the differences, like the public transit, the trains, the access to nature, things like that. It's changed for me, I guess, because I started to do business here. So I have a lot of like different interactions with society doing business. Also like organize events and DJing. So I got to know like these different markets.
Can you speak Chinese?
Yeah, I can.
You can.
很简单的可以。
很简单的。
没关系。
As you said, you do business, right? What is your main business?
A big goal, a big mission. I want to create the biggest peer-to-peer scooter rental marketplace in the world, and I started it here. So it's called SKRT.
Yeah.
SKRT.com.tw. And it's a tool basically for people to earn money from the scooter that they own that they're not using. And the idea was to help people make money, local people, Taiwanese people, you know, make it easier for travelers to access a scooter, because, you know, we come over here, you see all the scooters flying around. You know, when you're a foreigner, it's a bit harder to get a scooter. It's a little bit of an issue for them. So we made it easier for them to get that scooter. You know, we're still waiting for the world to open back up. We basically started the business right when the world closed.
How's doing business in Taiwan? Is it difficult?
It's so difficult. I don't know why I made it so hard for myself.
For example, can you tell us, like, for foreigners, for Taiwanese?
Of course, this is coming from like my perspective, which is a foreign perspective, which means, you know, culturally I'm different, you know, language-wise I'm different. Is harder to achieve, you know, clear communication. When you go to a place and offer like a deal, you know, like telling people, hey, like you can monetize your scooter, or like a lot of times they just say like 不用, you know, like my number one hated word in Taiwan, I'll say it, is 没办法. I think 没办法 should be eradicated from the vocabulary. And it's like, instead of 没办法, you have to say 有办法, because anything is possible, and that's the mentality. That was a big challenge.
Do you interact with them in Chinese, in English?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried it myself. I've gotten help. It was difficult, but we had success. You know, we have partners throughout Taiwan, nationwide.
What do you think? Would it be easier for you if you could speak Chinese like fluently?
You know, I can't say for sure. I think ultimately you need like a local partner, even if you speak fluent Chinese, to do everything a local could do. Okay, you speak local Chinese, but do you speak the culture fluently? You know, for me, I don't think so. So I think it's very important to collaborate, you know, with other people.
Also, you know, Sar came here for an interview.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He told us a lot about his business and what difficulties like he faced.
Man, I can tell you about a recent thing that's difficult. I've had 2 meetings with this shop. You know, they buy the Gogoros and they rent them out. I go to these people that rent scooters and say, hey, let me put your shop on the website, your scooters on the website. Hopefully we can find you some customers and you make more money. He told me yes, like he wants to do it, and he is like, yeah, Taichung and, you know, Taipei, we can try these 2 locations first.
Yeah.
We talked about the commission. You know, I sent him a contract afterwards, which we already talked about after our 2 meetings, and then he stopped replying to my messages. He told me yes. We met twice. He's friendly.
He just like disappeared.
Yeah, just doesn't reply anymore to the messages.
What about paperwork? How do you handle it? Because it is like extremely difficult to understand this official language, Chinese.
Open a business here or a branch office, and your accountant is gonna be like your light in the darkness. And that's something else that I could talk about, is like the entrepreneur visa. Well, the entrepreneur visa, you know, it's very hard to stay an entrepreneur after 1 year, because the requirements are something like, I don't know, 3 million NT a year for your first year of sales and business, which is a very high number for a new business to reach. I can't be an entrepreneur visa holder here anymore because my business didn't make 3 million NT in the first year, unfortunately.
Sarah also complained a lot about this visa.
I don't know if it would be popular to say, but I think basically it's a public relations visa is really what it should be called. That gives the government an opportunity to say, look, what we've done to make it easier for foreigners to open a business here. There's this entrepreneur visa, but there's no more substance after just the name entrepreneur visa. There's no sustainable plan to really move forward. I think it's more intended to be used for public relations.
Yeah. COVID just hit Taiwan again. Does the government help you? Does the government help your business?
As far as I know, nothing guaranteed. Actually, I just spoke to my friend today. She's working for the government agency that is processing the applications for COVID relief. And she told me, yeah, no white woman allowed.
Really?
Yeah. So she, like, you know, what if I have a ARC? She's like, no.
How did you change during these 6 years?
I came here, you know, I did about 1.5 years of teaching, and then I just began to hustle. Like and you know, I started to do, you know, tutoring on the side, basketball coaching. Then I started to learn how to DJ. organize some events, and also wanted to start a business. All that stuff happened here.
And now you live in Taiwan.
Now I'm leaving
back
Taiwan.
To the US?
Yes, the scooter rental business is low. The DJ business destroyed. The events organizing business destroyed by COVID. Can't go out. So what am I to do? I don't want to play the waiting game. So I'm going to take all the skills that I learned here, from marketing to human resources to business development, sales, etc., and I'm going to apply this to the U.S. market now, a place where I know the culture fluently and I know the language fluently. See if that makes a difference. If not, then there's something wrong with me.
谢谢大家你们看这部影片，谢谢你们的支持。如果你们喜欢这部影片，你们就可以跟朋友们分享一下。谢谢大家，我们下次见。